Alright guys, today we're going to draw some awesome little robots. You need some paper and pencil. You can use colored pencils and markers to trace your lines in color. If you have Sharpie is fine to use. This just shows step-by-step drawing a robot. And then these are some of the body parts that you can use. Now I'm using a Sharpie here, but you're going to follow along with my drawing and make it your own, but this just shows you how to draw it. It's just easier for you to see the Sharpie than it is for you to see the pencil while I'm drawing. Again, feel free to make it your own. Use any of those shapes on that body part handout, or you can just be creative and make it completely your own. But if you think about it, all the shapes that you're seeing me draw are simple shapes. Things like squares, rectangles, circles. Don't forget that he needs arms and legs. You can give him different types of hands. I think the boots are a lot of fun. This one has some sort of scissors in one hand and a hook in the other. And then he's got buttons, and he's got little metal plates, and he's even got an open belly with some gears in there. Now as I draw the robot, don't forget to give it a lot of cool details, accessories, and things in the background as well. You're going to want to give it a floor, and I put a little spill down there, and then some kind of old computer looking parts with some knobs and different things. But the fun thing is you can just keep adding shapes, and you get all sorts of interesting designs that come out of that. I'm also going to add some gears in the background. Now for a gear, you just start with a circle and then you draw a bumpy castle type of line in the background. I'm also going to draw some chains and some ropes that hang down. A rope is just like a long skinny rectangle with some X's on it, and then I'm going to color it brown later on. Now I'm switching to a smaller Sharpie so that you can see the gears. They're kind of small and the details are kind of small also. So a smaller Sharpie marker works good for those. If you don't have a smaller Sharpie marker, that's okay. You can just use the same size. I just like a lot of little details, so that's what I was adding here in the middle. Now I'm erasing any pencil lines that stick out. That way we have good craftsmanship. You know that we like to not see any stray pencil lines that haven't gotten covered up with Sharpie. Now I'm using watercolor colored pencils, so you color a little bit and then you can use some water on it in order to make it look like that cool watercolor effect that you see there. If you don't have those, that's not a big deal. You can use any kind of coloring implement. You can use crayons, you can use colored pencils, you can use whatever you have at home to work with. Now, if you want to get real creative, you can even use your mom or dad's leftover coffee, and you can actually stain your paper with coffee, which is kind of cool. So that's a possibility too if you want to give it a whirl. Otherwise, I am perfectly fine with you coloring it with crayons or colored pencils, whatever you have at home. when you're coloring these, you want to make sure you color around all the little things. You don't want to color right over top of any of the objects. That goes for anything you're coloring. It looks nicer and neater, and it just is much better product-wise when you're finished if you take care and color around all the little objects. Alright, we are almost done, so you can continue watching to the end of the video. You've got about 20 more seconds, and that will show you the finished product. I can't wait to see you guys' designs.